10 minutes before 7 o'clock on this Friday morning, we're doing a little bit of an analysis this morning after Tuesday's parliamentary vote of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma. There's much chatter by political parties about the way forward leading up to the 2019 local or government national elections. So with us in studio is political commentator Prince Mashele. Prince, thanks very much again. So there was this list that suddenly came out of MPs that may or may not have voted against President Jacob Zuma. Tell me, what do you make of this list? Where do you think it originated from? I mean, is there anything to read into it?
I think it is a witch hunt by a faction aligned to Jacob Zuma and Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma as an attempt to try and paint particular parliamentarians with a dark brush, especially those who are suspected to be on the side of Cyril Ramaphosa. But let me tell you, that list is not worth the paper it's written on, because there is no way you can find out who voted how, because it was a secret ballot. So you can circulate that, but it cannot stand anywhere.
Yeah, so no weight on it. It's just a list that's come out and people presuming that this is the way it's gone. And like you say, a witch hunt. But, there's still things that can be done leading up to 2019. I mean, there's obviously, we know there's infighting and we know what's going on, but what can President Jacob Zuma do to those that are against him at this point?
Absolutely nothing. Let me tell you, the disciplinary committee of the ANC is chaired by Derek Hanekom. The appeals tribunal is chaired by Cyril Ramaphosa. So you can see there, if you were to try and discipline anybody, they will have to be processed by Derek Hanekom, who has been open that he wants Jacob Zuma to go. So the ANC is so messy that there's actually no time for any disciplinary hearing before December. The big focus now is on the elective conference. Yeah. There's nothing that Jacob Zuma can do.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, you've got different opposition parties calling for the impeachment of President Jacob Zuma, and they're still trying. But what would you say is for opposition parties to actually stop this now and just wait for December?
Look, December is not a big deal for opposition parties. 2019 is the big deal. If I were a strategist advising opposition parties, I would say to them, guys, drum up the 2019 idea. Parliament has given, the ANC has given opposition parties a gift. They've defended Jacob Zuma. So what do? You say to voters, here is the ANC defending a crook. Vote for us in 2019. That is the message. Let me tell you, after December, whoever will emerge as the ANC's presidential candidate, that person will have to run straight into the campaign. So 2019 is the big deal. It's not December. Whether it's Cyril or Nkosazana, 2019 is the big game.
What happens to President Jacob Zuma after this? Because we do know there's corruption charges hanging on him, 783 corruption charges. There's a lot hanging over his head. The whole Gupta saga, investigations going into this, the issue of state capture. If Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma does come in, will she protect him? Do you think that, obviously, that's the key that he's holding and hoping that if she does come in, he'll be let off the hook? Or is there more to it? What do you think?
Let me give you a practical scenario. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is elected ANC president, and he can't oversee the arrest of Jacob Zuma. They have children together. If she were to do that, the children would say to her, Mommy, accompany us, we want to go and see our father in prison. It's a terrible scenario. There's no way she would allow that. That's why Jacob Zuma is backing Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, because he knows that wouldn't happen. So he would be protected under Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Cyril Ramaphosa possibly would allow Jacob Zuma to go to jail. But if he were to do that, he would have to find a strategy how to manage the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, because the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal would actually not allow that. So it's a murky situation. But Jacob Zuma is very scared, because he is caught between freedom and jail. And the 783 charges can be activated if Cyril were to win. That's why he doesn't want Cyril.
Let's leave it there for this morning. Prince Mashele, always interesting speaking to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. That's the political analysis going forward. What is going to happen? South Africa at a very, very interesting juncture in our history. All right, let's take a break. When we return, Palesa will bring us up to speed with the news at 7. Stay tuned.